Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and Amazon's fight against a new tax in Seattle has come to an end, and it does not look good for them. According to Gizmodo, in a unanimous decision yesterday, 9-0, the Seattle City Council approved a version of the head tax plan, a progressive tax on big business to combat homelessness in the city, putting an end to months of fierce debate. Those opposing the legislation claim the tax is aimed at jobs or hiring in general. Technically, it's a tax on time, calculated by multiplying working hours by about 26 cents for full-time employees, defined as 480 or more hours per quarter at Seattle business, generating over $20 million in revenue per year. Less than 3% of firms in the area are estimated to be affected. Still, the head tax moniker stuck, and while earlier versions were estimated to carve out $540 per employee, what passed yesterday will bring that closer to $275 for every full-timer at the most prosperous employers. In total, about $47 million per year. Homelessness in Seattle was declared a state of emergency in late 2015, and funds from the head tax are earmarked for affordable housing units and homeless services. Amazon, which has borne the brunt of the blame for the massive cost of living increase in Seattle, balked at the proposed tax earlier this month, halting construction on an office building in downtown Seattle, estimated to bring an additional 7,000 jobs. Activists later projected the words, "Alexa, is Bezos bullying Seattle?" or on the facade of the stalled construction site. And you can see it's right there. And by the way, Twitter says, "What the F, Bezos? You funded the fight against a state income tax on wealthy. Now you throw a tantrum about sharing anything to provide for those you've priced out of house and home. Is there any limit to your greed? Grow up." Well, Backbone campaign? No, there's not. And if you want there to be a limit, you're just going to have to stop shopping at Amazon. That's just how this works. Besides benefiting greatly from the state and local subsidies, Washington has no income tax, and legislation proposed in 2010 to create a tax on the wealthiest individuals and households in the states was defeated due, at least in part, a $100,000 contribution to the defeat 1098 campaign from Jeff Bezos. Amazon made $5.6 billion in profits last year alone and paid effectively nothing in federal taxes. Bezos remains the richest man, running the second most valuable company. I guess that's how it works. Quote, "We are disappointed by today's city council decision to introduce a tax on jobs," Amazon spokesperson Drew Herdener told Gizmodo. We remain very apprehensive about the future created by the council's hostile approach and the rhetoric towards larger businesses, which forces us to question our growth here. And it says that Amazon has resumed construction on the stalled office building once they lost it. I'm going to leave it at this little tweet here. That's a great little tweet. Now, here's my reaction to this, because this definitely shows where I am very biased in some regards. I am largely not in favor of new taxes. I don't always agree that taxing the rich is the right move. Not because the rich need the money, but because they pay roughly 60% of the taxes in America, and they're the ones creating jobs. That said, Amazon doesn't really pay any taxes. They continue to destroy mom and pop businesses while treating their employees terribly. And the tax hike that was passed, which effectively means only places like Microsoft and Amazon and maybe a couple game developers in Seattle would have to pay it, would not affect most businesses. So it was definitely targeted at Amazon. Amazon could easily afford the tax. They don't want to pay the tax, therefore they threaten. Now, they threatened to halt the construction of this new building that would provide 7,000 new jobs. It seems like they have at least resumed that. But let this be a warning to anyone courting Amazon for their city, because they will bring jobs to the city. Amazon has this way of throwing their weight around, and you're never sure when they're going to fully follow through on a threat or not. But Amazon lives by the rule that they are Amazon. What they want, they get. That is not something I agree with anyone. There should be no company big enough to make those demands. There should be no person big enough to make those demands. Likewise, there should be no company or person small enough to make those demands. I don't agree at all like, hey, I'm like this mom and pop shop. Give me more money because I need it. Businesses are built by growth and hard work. And Amazon did grow fairly. Now, they have since not been growing fairly because they have now put themselves in a position, or they are in a position, I should say, where they're big enough that they can start throwing their weight around, and now they're a problem. And so I am personally all for Amazon getting taxed a lot of money because they don't play ball nicely, and they don't give to charity, and they don't act like a responsible citizen. Heck, I've come into some more money recently, and I have given some of it away because I like helping people out. I've also reinvested it, but there's a balance there. You'd think that if Amazon was profiting $6 billion, which I question, this company has never been profitable except this year all of a sudden for some reason, and now they don't want to do anything. So, you know, it's tough because I really don't believe in the government taxing the rich just because they can. And yet Amazon is a special case where they have abused their power so much, so frequently, have shown such disregard for the damage they do, that yeah, I'm all for them taxing, and I'm all for them leaving. I do think it should be noted in this legislation when they say that housing prices are out of control, maybe a better solution would be to figure out how do you temper the housing prices? Because, hey, in California, we got the same problem. Housing prices go up, 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 and then it's like, oh, well, it's the corporation's responsibility to pay for those houses. Well, why do houses need to get that expensive when realistically people can only afford so much? That's what I would like to know. But, you know, whatever. And if the houses were priced more realistically, not only could more people buy houses, they would have more money to spend on the local economy rather than just buying everything through Amazon. So I think the housing market contributes more to this problem than Amazon, in all fairness. But I take a little joy in Amazon, you know, getting a little flack for that. We'll see what their next move is, and I'm going to be watching it very closely because I'm interested. In the meantime, what do you guys think? Do you think this is unfair against Amazon? Do you think it's totally fair for them to tax Amazon? What do you think about all the housing market and stuff? I know we don't normally talk about that here, but maybe we can start and keep it responsible. So comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. And if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's entirely optional, but even $1 a month would go a long way to helping things run smoothly. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.